Okay, so let me show you here some of the brushes that I keep on my van here, some of the ones I use the most. This is probably the one I use the most. Over 8 pole, 22 foot this one. I love using this pole for a lot of my regular domestic work. I love how the clamps work, and obviously it's anti-spin. This pole's getting quite worn now. You see the way there's a little bit of movement there when all the clamps are shut. Can be a little bit annoying. I mean, I've learned to live with it, but it's just the way the sections are worn there. But I love the way it's shorter closed length as well, and I use it with a Supreme brush from Gardiner with the DuPont bristles. Love this for regular cleans, or my regular water-fed pole window cleaning. And then I also got a 30 foot over 8 here, or for reaching a bit higher, 3rd story, if I'm doing anything big like that. One of the great things I love about the over 8 is it's so quick and easy to change over the brush heads. So if I want to swap it over, so easy, just clicks in and out like that. So if I want to use a flocked bristle brush, I use these for leaded windows, so I always keep one of those handy. So this here is a phantom pole, 18 foot this one. I keep this one set up with the Unger square brush that I like to use for conservatory roofs and plastics, things like that. Really like the long bristles for getting in all the awkward places around conservatory roofs especially. The brilliant thing about these clamps is the way the sleeve here is designed to wear before the carbon, so makes this really durable, really long-lasting pole. Nice little pole, that one. So, you know, I'm able to keep these set up for different purposes, different jobs that I do. Then I've got a couple of Unger poles. These have a slightly longer length. This is a high mod Unger N-Light pole. I keep this for really heavy duty purposes when I'm doing maybe some roof scraping, maybe if I'm doing some industrial jobs, window cleaning. The clamps, they're not really the sort of clamps that you'd want to use all day every day. They don't open and close quite so easily, but yeah, for heavy duty situations this is the most rigid pole I've got, I would say. Tucked in here as well, I've got this Gardiner CLX, which I got off my father-in-law. Now I've taken a couple of sections off, so this was actually a 27 foot pole. I wouldn't use it as high as 27 foot because it's quite heavy. It's a hybrid pole, so it's got a bit of flex in it, so like 3rd story it'd be quite awkward to work with. That's on a swivel head. The phantom pole I just got on a fixed head, so I don't use that. I don't use a pivot on that one when I'm doing something like fascias or conservatory roof. But both my over 8 poles have swivel heads like that, which are really great for getting to awkward places when you're cleaning windows. And I wanted to try this Gardiner one, so I've got this Gardiner one on a swivel. Well, that's on a swivel head as well. So I've just been trying this out, and it's really nice and neat, easy to use, so that's really cool. I've actually over the summer holidays been getting my kids out doing a few windows, so they've been having a go on that. And even back here, I'll show you this. I wanted to try out this. Show you this one here. This is a Gardiner CLX4. Look at that. It's the smallest. That's the smallest Gardiner pole you can get. So I got this for my kids to have a go on this, and they just followed me around on the downstairs windows, and they were just using that little Gardiner pole there. A brilliant, handy little neat thing. It weighs absolutely nothing. So easy to use. The clamps are really nice and neat, the way the clamps work on a Gardiner pole. So yeah, that's generally what I keep to hand in the van there. And of course over here, in using the 3D power up reel recently, so that's been going really well, and it's really making a difference to the day. Actually, I really like the way you can just reel it in automatically. So I'll show you a couple of my favourite attachments that I use, some of the ones I use the most. So down here I've got this water through pad holder from Gardiner. If you saw the video I made recently using this, pretty handy little attachment actually. But the pad I used, if you saw the video, disintegrates pretty quickly. So I was looking for an alternative, and one of the fantastic commenters, I can't remember who it was now, but someone mentioned these green pads. Comes in a big roll like this, just a general purpose. It's a bit like the stuff you get on those sponges, like kitchen sponges, like a pad like that, and it literally comes in a roll. You can cut it down, and I've cut it with the holes in for the spray jets, so that goes on there, and I can use that instead. It's really heavy duty, hard wearing. I'll just show you on this little brush, this little pole here, because it just detach the hose like that, and then the quick lock, you just swap it over. So it's really easy to change over. And then actually on the other pole I'm using, I've got it on a swivel head, a swivel gooseneck, so that makes it easy to get into awkward places. But that's really good. These Gardiner poles, I'll just show you, they've got an interesting little system where they have a connector inside the pole like that, so you can just release it. And then I've got another attachment here, also on a gooseneck with a quick lock release, so I don't have to have the gooseneck, but I just keep it set up like this on a piece of hose with the connector there, and then it makes it easy to swap over. Just push it together, and then you've got that ready to go. You've got a spray attachment. The way this works on the Gardiner poles with the fitting inside, I don't think you'd want to use that with a univalve setup if you were tugging on that all the time. Okay, it seems robust enough, but I think that's going to slip out over time. So I think if you wanted to use it with a univalve, you'd change that up so that you had the hose going all the way straight through to the top. And this spray nozzle is actually from Window Cleaning Warehouse, this one. That's just an alternative, but I've also got the one from DA Components down here, and I've got that set up on this connector here to go on my Unger attachments. That's an Unger gooseneck there, that's the long reach one there, and I've got another one with a shorter reach depending on what I'm doing. Also with a larger brush, I use this on a couple of big commercial jobs that I do, so it's handy to have that large brush as well. And then down here I've also got the green pad on the handy sleeve that also sticks on there on the handy sleeve, so that's really good. And a couple of other scrub pads here. So this one's from DA Components, just this little pad holder with these pads. Let's change over, there's a similar thing there that just goes on, and as long as you can put your connector for whatever pole system you're using, so mine is obviously on the over 8 pole here, I've just got the T connector, and up here I've got a pole on a dual attachment, so that I can also have a pad holder as well as the brush at the same time, so they're really easy to take on and off. And then I've also got a smaller one that I made up, so that can go on there as well. It adds a bit of weight to the pole, so I don't keep it on there all the time, but they're handy to have just for when you need them. You can pop them on nice and easily like that. And then down here I also keep a couple of extension pieces for reaching something awkward, if a window's set back or something's just out of reach. Again, that just goes on there really easily, and I've kept, this pole's got a univalve, I've just kept an extra length of hose at the top so that that'll reach on there, and then I can use that extension. Makes it a bit awkward to use the longer extension you have, but it's really useful to be able to have that option. So that goes on there, and that's some of the main attachments I use from day to day, or some of the things I like to keep handy. Hope you find it useful, hope you enjoy my channel and you find it useful. Thanks for watching, take care, see you again soon.